Imagine this. You've done everything right. You've been disciplined, you've skipped the expensive lattes, and you finally managed to put $10,000 into your savings account. You feel responsible, right? But then, you open your banking app, scroll to the interest section, and realize, after an entire year, your money made you a grand total of $50. Meanwhile, the price of the groceries you buy just went up by 10%. Your safe savings are actually shrinking in value while you sleep. What if I told you that there's a gap, not between people who have money and those who don't, but between those who save and those who invest? Today, I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step path to move your money from stagnant to skyrocketing. We're turning your savings into a wealth-building engine. Let's dive in.
Look, I'm going to say something controversial. Saving money alone will almost never make you wealthy. Don't get me wrong, saving is a fantastic first step, but saving and investing have two very different jobs. Savings protect your money. Investments grow it. Think about inflation. It's like a silent tax. If inflation is at 3% and your bank account is giving you 0.5%, you are literally losing purchasing power every single day. Your dollar buys less tomorrow than it does today. Let's look at the math, because numbers don't lie. If you put $10,000 in a savings account at 1% interest, in 20 years, you'll have about $12,200. But if you invested that same $10,000 in the stock market with an average 10% return, after 20 years, you'd have $67,000. Same starting money, completely different life. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments. Are you currently a saver or an investor?
Before we plant the seeds of wealth, we need to make sure the ground is solid. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. The first step is building an emergency fund. This is 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses, kept in a high-yield savings account. This money isn't for opportunities. It's for when life happens. Job loss, medical emergencies, or your car breaking down. Here is a secret most people miss. The biggest reason people fail at investing is that they don't have an emergency fund. When a crisis hits, they are forced to sell their investments at a loss just to pay the bills. Your emergency fund protects your investments from your own life. Also, and this is a big one, check your debt. If you have credit card debt at 20% interest, pay that off first. Paying off a 20% loan is the same as getting a guaranteed 20% return on your money. You won't find that kind of guarantee anywhere else in the market.
Now, let's talk psychology. Investing feels scary because markets move up and down. To fix this, I want you to mentally separate your money into two buckets. Bucket one is your safety bucket. This is your emergency fund. It doesn't move. It's boring. It's safe. Bucket two is your growth bucket. This is the money you are allowed to be uncomfortable with. Its job is to fluctuate because its ultimate goal is long-term growth. When you see the news talking about a market crash, you can stay calm because your safety bucket is full. You aren't gambling with your rent money. You're growing your future freedom. Does that mental shift make it feel a bit less overwhelming?
People often ask, okay, but what do I buy? Do I buy Tesla, crypto, gold? Here's an analogy. Saving money is like storing seeds in a jar. They are protected, but they never grow. Investing is like planting those seeds in the soil. For beginners, I recommend index funds, or ETFs. Think of an index fund like a basket of stocks. Instead of trying to pick one winning company, which is incredibly hard even for pros, you're buying a tiny slice of hundreds or even thousands of companies at once. For example, the S&P 500 tracks the 500 largest companies in the US. When you buy an S&P 500 index fund, you're betting on the entire economy. Legendary investor Warren Buffett actually recommends this for most people. It's low cost, it's diversified, and historically, it's a powerhouse for wealth.
Now, how do you actually stay consistent? Most people wait until the end of the month to see what's left over to invest. That is a mistake. The cheat code is automation. You need to set up a recurring transfer so that the moment your paycheck hits, a portion goes straight into your investment account. This is called paying yourself first. This triggers something called dollar cost averaging. When the market is down, your money buys more shares. When the market is up, it buys fewer. Over time, this smooths out the volatility and removes the emotional stress of trying to time the market. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be a machine.
Before we wrap up, there's one more investment that often has the highest return: you. If you only have a small amount to start, say $200 or 200,000 naira, part of that should go toward learning a high-income skill. Why? Because the more money you can earn, the more fuel you have to pour into your investment engine. Investing is a system that multiplies your money, but you need cash flow to feed that system. Transitioning from a saver to an investor is the moment you stop working for money and your money starts working for you. It's going to feel messy at first. You might not see results in the first month. But remember those seeds? You don't see the tree the day you plant it. You see it years later when it's providing shade and fruit for your entire family. Don't wait for the perfect time. The market will always have ups and downs. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. If you're ready to take that first step, type "My money works for me" in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into growing your net worth. Your future self is counting on you. Go plant those seeds. I'll see you in the next video.